Well, let's try this again. I was on a good old ramble before I ran out of space, so had to go into the phone and delete all the evidence. Anyway, candles lit, sage is out, everything's going. Oh, we're having a good old time and just ran out of space. Shit. Anyway, we can start over. I enjoy this. Thank you for your beautiful comment. And it's what it is. I mean, Pisces, I'm not going to be promoting readers on this channel anymore, just for the simple fact that it causes too much chaos and calamity. If you know, you know, and it's just what it is. Anyway, there's one that I like to listen to quite often. She has such a soothing voice, right? Makes me think, and in 1 hour she can get 2,000 views, but meanwhile you've got Tukey from Australia with 35,000 views in an hour. Fucking, it looks like an AI. You can't tell me they're not harvesting energy. It's a scam. It's what it is. Anyway, to each his own. And you don't hear any real shit, and the information's fabricated, and it draws in more people because I guess they're just unaware anyway. And I want to be wrong. Please tell me Tukey is real. Anyway, conspiracy, not a conspiracy in theory. Anyway, she's talking about all my friends are heathens. Take it slow. Every time I hear that song, I think about when I'm in the third grade. Teacher says, "Put your first initial and your last name on the paper, and then pass it to the right. Let them grade your paper and hand it back to you." Little jerk to the right. Your first initial, last name spells slow. I mean, yeah, slow and steady wins the race. You grade that perfect test. anyway, anyway, yeah. Anytime I hear you girls bring up your experiences, it's what it is. You're at a higher vibration, plain and simple. Right? Spiritual gifts come with spiritual experiences that non-spiritual people without spiritual gifts don't get the benefit and beauty of having. That's what it is. Hey, you girls aren't going to sit here and talk about your alien experiences, worried about that shit, and an earth angel not swoop in and fuck the whole thing up for you. That's what it is. When you look at the lizard people documentary, that's the main thing he's talking about is him and some buddies experiencing a light being. Cool. I experienced one in Arroyo Grande. What did I find after California? I find California watchers. I find light body activations. I find Pleiadian masters, light Merkabas. Bunch of tarot readers talking about how the entire system and the ETs are fucking closely monitoring the Earth Angel. It's just what it is. You think that comes from being a QHHT practitioner, working with the angels, telling them what you want, and sitting back and watching the magic happen? That's what Dolores Cannon said. I can't prove her wrong yet. Only thing I've been able to debunk her on so far is people summoning Jinn after her death. That's what it is, and I'll take that for what it's worth. I mean, that was the one thing Dolores Cannon, out of thousands of sessions, she never found a hell. Great. Well, they didn't summon that dumb shit using forbidden magic till after the fact. And it is prophecy, the lake of fire. And what did you know? Pisces sun water, Leo rising fire, Gemini moonshine would be the lake of fire water. Fucking triggering their demons. Imagine that. Anyway, we're ascending out of that shit and just leaving them where they roast. She was talking about the movie Office Space. If you've never seen Office Space, go see it. A guy hates his job, whatnot. He goes for a hypnosis session, and the hypnotist has a heart attack while he's in trance. So then the rest of the movie is just basically him not giving a shit. And then everything starts going great for him. That's what it is. So how do I relate that to Pisces? Well, I'm a QHHT practitioner, quantum healing hypnosis technique, Dolores Cannon method, and they tried to sacrifice an earth angel. I'm the hypnotist that didn't have the heart attack. Practitioner, anyway, says what it is. Anyway, she goes on to talk about, when you're talking about Office Space with hypnosis and all my friends are heathens, take it slow. It's like, okay, What do I need to be? Slow and steady, show patience and listen. What is this beautiful voice going to tell all the Pisceanos this morning? Spit it out. Come on. That's the thing. She gets 2,000 views. She needs 35,000 views for Pisces every morning, not this AI harvesting shit. And that's what it is. Now, if Tukey is real and she's getting 35,000 views, great. I'm all for that. If not, that shit is a scandal in every essence of the word. Anyway, and I don't care, Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. You know, when you girls are talking about your alien experiences, paranormal experiences, cool. I'm a paranormal INFJ. The research is out there, right? However, I'm not important. Your experiences are. She's talking about, her experience, seeing aliens. Okay, cool. Fear doesn't exist. It's like Dolores Cannon said. They move through vibration, frequency, and energy. Imagine a fan blade spinning real fast. It spins so fast you can't see it. Cool, they're raising their vibration, raising their frequency. Cool, so when you raise your frequency, you step into the light. What the fuck do you think you see? Light beings, astral entities, all kinds of shit. The higher realms. You're ascending into the higher dimensions. What is in the higher dimensions? Higher dimensional beings. If you go over to Mel's channel, that's what it is. Mel Carbine's channel. He's got a guest that comes on. He says it beautifully. He's like, a lot of people aren't chosen because they don't choose themselves. They don't choose to do the DNA activations. They don't choose to activate their abilities. They don't choose to wake up this incarnation. Cool. That's the same shit that Dolores Cannon taught us. That's what it is. We're not here to convert anyone. We're here to sit on the fence so that when they're teetering, stick a hand out and catch them when they fall. They fall the other way. That's not where your hand's out at. Anyway, hearing y'all have these experiences, don't think I'm not going to come in. I've told this story before. I can remember being in Florida having a situation that I knew was going to turn bad. So you go to help someone out. Get over there. Right, and then your intuition was on point. Everything starts falling apart. Okay, come on, little can't do anything by yourself. Let's get a fucking Uber and get out of here. My phone's dying. I think no. Here I am. I've ordered an Uber. Middle Eastern guy is coming to pick me up. So I'm, I know that much, and my phone goes dead. So my experience with Uber when I first started using it was, you're screwed. I mean, once it drops, once there's no signal, once there's no GPS, I don't even know how that works. But I do know it was, okay, we got to walk. Late at night, desolate road. Oh, I don't want to walk. Do you have a phone? No. Okay, well, mine's dead. The phone that I have is out of juice. I was more worried about getting you out of a bad situation than charging my shit. You're going to have to walk or stand here. So I'm going to walk and go get a ride. You can stand here and wait for someone. Anyway, we're walking. I'm just praying. Oh, I don't want to walk. Yeah, well, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. You shouldn't have come out here. I can pray. Please, God. Please, God. The Earth Angel has screwed up again. Whatever kind of weird shit I have gotten into, if you will see me out, please see me out of this. Here comes some headlights. Oh, what the fuck is this? I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Here comes Florida Man. Yeah, maybe Florida Man needs $1 or $2 to see what we can do. I'll flag this guy down. This car starts slowing down. Fucking window rolls down. It's Santa Claus. It's an old guy with a beard. Scott? Why, yes, I am. Eh? How are you? Jump in the, did you order an Uber? Yeah, I sure did. Get inside. I'm like, I thought my phone died. I didn't think anyone was coming to get me. And I'd ordered it from, I thought the guy was Middle Eastern that was coming. Oh, well, yeah. It canceled the ride, and, I saw you were on my way, so I just stopped in. I'm like, canceled the ride? Well, if it canceled the ride, how the hell did you know where I was at? We've been walking for 20 minutes. I just drove around and looked for you, and fucking cuts his eyes at me like Lyra Ray. the Princess of Pleiades. And she cuts it. They always do that. I get the look. I have the INFJ stare. They give it back to me. They give me the look like, yeah, I'm a figure. Ain't nobody going to believe this. They talk about every time Pisces takes a leap of faith, something miraculous happens. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? We got home. That's all that matters. That's what it is. But you can't have the Lizard People documentary with his whole thing about seeing light being, right? The tarot readers talking about having these same experiences that no one believes. How can they not believe it? There's a fucking documentary over it. There's classes to get there. If you know, you know. Seek and you shall find. Nothing's impossible. That's what it is. They can't figure out how Pisces does the things that I do because they haven't put into work to do anything that I've done. Let's do a reading, shall we? That's what it is. People are worried about Pisces new beginning, and I'm worried about people spraying shit in the air and planes falling out of the skies. We all have our worries. We all have our concerns with the way the world's turning out. That's what it is. Worrying about the wrong shit. Tells me that's on their timeline. That tells me that they're coming over here playing on the divine timeline and having hell to pay. Okay. That's what it is. Power's right in the middle, harmony and balance to the right. And I'm just like Dolores. Don't believe anything that I say. Do your research. Have your own experience. Manifestation at the end, since that's the only thing anyone worries about. It's one of my favorite things about Dolores. And I've experienced it. She said, this building doesn't exist until we collectively come here and observe it. And I think, well, yeah, that's the quantum two-slit marble experiment. That's what it is. It has to have an observer. You can't measure it without an observer. Cool. Going down the road and you stop at an old, they keep talking about a time traveler in the cards. I've stopped at places that weren't supposed to be there and tried to stop on the way back and couldn't find them driving around. And then what do you have? Dolores Cannon telling those same stories. You can't have those experiences and then have a teacher tell you the same experience, explaining it to you, and then not go and read Convoluted Universe. It's what it is. That's why I got into QHHT. Right? And you're not going male or female, but I'm going to say a woman, so it solidifies. You can't take shit away, right? If you've got a grandmother figure accepted in 117 countries since the 60s, that corrupt groups of parasites feed off of her information, more robbing the grave is how I look at that. If you're taking anything from Dolores Cannon and you're not a QHHT practitioner, you're a fucking grave robber. It's the most disrespectful shit. QHHT has put out clips before about be careful of people controlling the narrative, because they do. Dolores' main thing was removing the fear, separating, getting karma, you're getting karma paid, paying the karma, removing the fear, and manipulating energy. What does manipulate energy mean? Create. It's what you came here to do. Your lessons are to learn how to remove the fear, pay off the karma, manipulate energy, create. Now, you say manipulate energy. Oh, God, he's an energy manipulator. Yeah, and you're on the fucking karmic timeline. So we're not afraid of you. Go over there and think what you want with no research. Anyway, right? But hearing those experiences first thing this morning, you want to trigger my demon? That's why I can make fun of you on YouTube. My 5-star reviews and me making fun of you on YouTube are two completely different things. You want to trigger my demon? I had an experience and no one believed me. I second-guessed my intuition and I had a feeling I was right. When I do that, that's me. I've been there. It's just what it is. That's why you don't fucking talk to half-wits that are unaware. especially not about anything spiritual, paranormal, or of a higher frequency in the higher dimensions. They're lower vibrational, half-wits in the lower dimensions. Cards in the upright. We'll flip that shit around. On the emotional side of things, yeah, fucking success. People are always, it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, there's always going to be an opposition of people that think that they're entitled to do the shit they do. That's what it is. I thought I was entitled to take the class and not have any fucking problems. Oh, how were they wrong? Of course I am. Prayers have been answered. That's just what it is. They can't figure out how Pisces does it because Pisces has the knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? Does it mean you treat anyone any different? No, you don't treat them anything. Fucking that's what it is. If it takes a collective group for the building to fucking exist, it takes me for them to exist. What it is, families are upside down. Can't do anything about that. Why are families upside down? I heard on Father's Day that the devil was working through Pisces' toxic X. You know Pisces has to love hearing that, so we're going to focus on what Pisces loves. Look to the right. Look to the left. You know they're stalking you, Pisces. You know they are, right? Are they triggered? You know what to do, right? Demon. Anyway. We're distancing ourselves from those with no intuition. They know not what they do. It's one of the greatest parables of Jesus. For eyes that can see and ears that can hear. Leave it alone. Moving forward. And the egos. That's what it is. On the emotional side of things, people are operating out of pure ego. That's what it is. Narcissists with no intuition. That's the whole point. I didn't listen to my intuition, and he called me crazy. She called me crazy. Yes, that's called narcissistic gaslighting. Why the fuck would crazy want you to go to work every day? Come home. Why are they sitting around waiting for crazy to come home? As soon as I say that shit, every past relationship they've ever had has just been null and voided. That answers a lot. That's what it's called, an epiphany for a reason. That's what it is. And you got to think, once you unmask these individuals who only give a shit about their image, you affect their money and their power, and they start to lose their narcissistic supply. You now have a dangerous individual. Can't do anything about that, right? Can't do anything about that, right? And then they covertly don't give a shit who they hurt. Okay, great. That's what it is. And if I know for a fact that all they want to do is see me step out of character as a clairsentient that clearly feels other people's pain, cool, then we're going to make fun of planes falling out of the sky. They spraying shit over my house? Yeah, that's what it is. What comes around goes around. Planes don't fly. That's what it is. You get Chosen 144 says that when an earth angel calls judgment on their own energy, the very air these people breathe will work against them. Is that Hurricane Barbara with the church, or fucking Tropical Storm Gil starting out today? That's what it is. Nothing these people do will ever grow again. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. I mean, that's the whole thing about once something, we have all made mistakes. But when you push it to the limit of planes falling, when a plane falls out of the sky, nothing those people ever do will grow again. Not in this fucking reality. That's instantly taking their power out of, it's taking a whole bunch of people's power away from about 20,000 feet. What is dark arts? What is higher consciousness? Here's my card. You either have it or you don't. It's this or it's that. Everything's a 50-50. Harmony and balance on that situation. Yeah. Masculine stepping up to the plate. Imagine that. That's what it is. The predominant men in this situation are starting to see just how many mistakes have been made. There is no way out of this. It's just what it is. The last thing they wanted to come into any kind of power was feminine intuition. Right? And fucking, yeah, if you can't beat them, join them. They're in the upright, seeing health being flipped upside down because of the error of their ways, and they nurtured it. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything. It's what it is. You can't have readers that are saying specifically that we are speaking our truth, but because they don't have an understanding of it, even if you present the facts, they've been lied to fucking so long their entire lives, they can't believe anything. And I don't blame them. I don't blame anyone for not believing anything in a reality where your thoughts create your reality. It doesn't matter what you believe. You're fucking right because you believe it. Your thoughts control your reality, right? But there's always that moment that comes where, oh shit, I was wrong. Yeah, that's what it is. We've all been wrong. We've all been wrong. That's what it is. It's like it doesn't fathom when I hear someone talking about wanting to destiny swap with the healer in these tarot cards, and then that reader saying Pisces ancestors are going to put them through every rite of passage. Cool. That comes with multiple near-death experiences. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Who the fuck would want to line up for that? It's what it is. It's what it is. What are we manifesting? Women who can teach you anything. That's what it is. Based on Dolores Cannon and Madame Takata. That's what it is. Madame Takata. We're going to have surgery on her pancreas. They were doing the prep. She was on the surgery table. She heard a voice. The surgery is not necessary. Okay, so imagine a woman hearing a voice after going through the prep. If any of you ladies have ever been in surgery, imagine laying there, hearing a voice right before the surgery, and then having the courage to tell the doctor, stop, no, and don't. It's just what it is. I know we've made it this far. However, I'm listening to my intuition. The surgery is not necessary. Is there an alternative? What do they say? Yeah, there's a Reiki studio across the street. Guess what she did? First female Grand Master. Listening to her intuition. Tapping into cosmic intelligence. Public speaker. Writer. Teacher. First female. An honor system that did not allow women to do shit. She took over. Madame Takata brought Reiki to America during WW2. It's just what it is. Wealth is in the upright. Spiritual wealth has been manifested due to the ancestors. And it's what it is. We still got to get through the fact that people who do not have a connection to spirit are not going, how did they do that? Our connection to spirit. It's what it is. How do they keep getting out of this? We have to keep listening to the spirits. Everything that you've ever been told to be afraid of is the only thing fucking helping us get away from you. Think about that. You got all these entertainment. Oh, yeah, it's what it is. Da, da, da. Cool. You do you, boo. Spirit brings me my Fox News. That's what it is. You got to keep in mind that your Fox Corporation, yeah, his wife was a tarot reader. J.P. Morgan, millionaires don't study astrology, billionaires do. Cool. What do they tell you? That shit's woo-woo. Don't go look at this. Don't listen to anything they say. Watch what they do. When someone is talking bad about Ouija boards, now granted, yes, I can understand that. But when they tell you, stay away from that, just them searching for the information is them dabbling in it. They tell you, don't dabble in it. You're making content about it. You're doing research on it. You're opening yourself up to it just like anyone else, and then judging it, which causes the negative feedback loop. That's what it is. Anytime someone is explaining anything to me, telling me not to dabble in this, why the fuck did you research it? That's dabbling in it. Get the fuck out of here. Namaste.